Welcome back to EDEL 594. I'm your instructor, Professor Mildred Donahue, and today we are going over your first chapter, your introduction. This is one of the shorter chapters in the project, usually 6 to 8 pages long, but it is quite important as it lays the foundation for the rest of your work. Chapter 1 begins with an introductory paragraph describing the overall purpose of your work. Then, under a heading that reads, Statement of the Problem, you describe the central issue under consideration in a sentence beginning, quote, the purpose of the writer is. In the rationale section, you will explain why you want to spend so much time and energy investigating your topic. This section includes the significance of the problem, an account of the history of the problem in order either from the past to the present or from present to the past, and a list of reasons why this study will help educators in general and students in particular. The next section of Chapter 1 deals with assumptions and limitations. Your assumptions are the facts which you already know, or think you know, prior to beginning your project. For example, if you are writing about the use of literature in teaching primary grade children to read, you assume that primary grade children can learn to read through the use of literature. List your assumptions in a sentence beginning, quote, the writer has made the following assumptions, end of quote, followed by a numbered list. Then you will discuss your limitations. These enable you to focus your study on a particular topic in detail rather than trying to define and examine the entire universe of education. For example, you may limit your study to certain types of schools or students with certain demographic or socioeconomic characteristics or a certain subject taught in schools. Your limitations should narrow your focus enough to permit you to make an in-depth study of what remains within those limits. Your next section involves the definition of important terms. It is crucial that you distinguish between words that require definition and those that are in common use and do not require definition. You will want to define technical or esoteric words or those which have multiple potential meanings, especially if you are using these terms with only one meaning. For example, if your project focuses on graphic organizers, you will want to define the term graphic organizer. You will not, however, need to define terms that are in common use and whose meanings are well known to average speakers of English. There is no need to define broad terms such as, quote, elementary education, quote, because anyone reading your project should already know what elementary education is. You will probably end up defining 5 to 15 words in this section. Leave it open when you finish so that you can add words if necessary as you write other chapters. Chapter 2 in particular tends to generate new terms in need of definition. Your final section will outline the organization of the remainder of your paper. You will list the titles and purposes of your remaining chapters, but you will do so in narrative form, not in the form of a numbered list. Once again, my contact information is displayed here for reference. If you have any questions about the content of this presentation, feel free to email me or ask me during your weekly Skype conference. Thank you for watching, and good luck in writing Chapter 1.